Okay, so let's take a look at some strategies as far as creating a good, believable eye. All right, so we're going to work on this eye. I've got it zoomed in for you. I've got my palette available. Um, so we don't want to just take a big, um, take a period and make a big dot. You know, that's not that's not a convincing eye. You know, that's not working. So we want to be a little bit more creative with this. So let's start off with we'll start off with a capital O. We've got most of his pupil there. I'm going to rotate it so it fits a little bit better. Okay, so we've got more dark up on this area, and um, so I'm going to try a comma. Again, it's not an exact science. There's many solutions to all of these problems. This is just the way I'm going to approach it. So I want to just kind of gradually build up value in this eye and have some light areas so that it sparkles, so it feels like it's got some life still. Don't want it to be solid black. Let's try that period now. See if I can. Start creating some focus in here. I'm going to try a parentheses. Just trying to shape it. Actually, I'm not really liking that very much. So we'll see. See if that ends up working later on. Sometimes the ampersand is a decent solution. Let's try this one. See if we can get in there. I'm going to try another comma. Try to make it a little smaller. Getting there. Alright, so I'm going to try creating some of the eyelid now. I want to contain this eye. I want to make it feel as if it were inside the eyelids, not just sitting on top of the face. So if you really look at an eyelid, it really holds the eye. That's really what it's doing. So every time I create one of these, I do it a little bit differently. It's not a system or method. It's more inexact. I just kind of start playing around and seeing what um, different images or type pieces of type might work. Um, see if I can use a J here. We're getting there. I try not to overuse the parentheses, but I have to admit they come in pretty handy. Part of what makes them so good is that the, their gradual taper from thick to thin creates a nice calligraphy type line. It's not doesn't start and stop too abruptly, so it's kind of appropriate for the human face. Use it sparingly. Use it where you really need to, like the eyes. The eyes are always the focal point of any portrait. Just naturally we gravitate towards the eyes. Our eye seeks out eyes. Um, so if you can nail the eyes, you're generally doing pretty well. What else can we get in here so I can get away from just using those parentheses? Um, see what we can do with this. I don't tend to get too carried away with eyelashes. It seems to get a little fussy. Um, I don't know. I guess with women's eyes, it's a little bit different, but I don't really like overdoing the eyelashes. It kind of makes them look a little cartoony generally. I think they tend to get too big. In relation to the rest of the portrait. That much detail on eyelashes tends to kind of overkill a little bit. Let's try a C. I think my eyeball is starting to look pretty good, but I need to get a little bit more value over here. There, like that better? You start getting pretty quick with this. You start seeing things a lot more clearly. The more you work on it, you start seeing some patterns where you can use things. Use my arrow for some fine tuning. That made that eyeball really bulge up. Alright, and let's see, where can like this question mark. I think it'll work well up here in the eyebrow. I like the fact that it kind of has, he's got an inquisitive look on his face, so it also supports a little bit the meaning that's going on in the image. This one actually might work better. Doesn't curl back as quite as much on the top. You can use a couple different fonts. Make sure you explore that a little bit too, so that you're, if you can't find a piece of type that does what you need it to do, then get in there and find some other stuff. Go through the fonts. I really do like the thicks and thins. See, we have thick and thin line weights. I think that helps a great deal. But you've got to explore on your own a little bit. Don't be satisfied with just what you have right at the beginning. So I'm not going to go too much further on the eyebrows and whatnot. I think you probably can start seeing what's going on. As far as the way to construct this, we'll turn off our background layer. Zoom in. And that's the beginning of an eye. I don't think it's done. I think I will do some more tweaking, but that gives you a good start on how to think about constructing the eye. Alright, have fun and explore.